Congratulations, you just got hired as a new manager in a new role with a new company and a new team. And now you want to make a great first impression. In this video, I'm going to be talking to you about ways that you can make that great first impression in the first week without getting permission, without waiting for authorizations. Basically, you get to do it all on your own. So let's get started. One of the things that I think that we need to do as very new managers in a new role, brand new managers the first time, brand new managers in a new company, is we need to really understand what the current state is. I have a cycle of active listening that I talk about a lot when I talk about listening, and it has 5 steps in it. Recognizing the unsaid, seeking to understand, decoding, action, and closing the loop. Today, I want to focus on 3 of those plus 1 bonus as we think about what you are doing as a brand new manager in this role. Whether you're a brand new manager for the very first time, a brand new manager in the role in the company you've been at for a while, or a brand new manager in a brand new company, all of these steps will work just fine. So, step 1, make sure that you recognize the unsaid. What I mean by that is when you come into a new department and you have people who are looking to you for guidance in some way, you need to kind of see how they are in meetings. Recognize what it is that people aren't saying that are inside of all these different meetings, whether it's your direct team or those that are outside of the organization. Watch from the top to the bottom and everywhere around. Pay attention to the unspoken cues. Those cues will give you the cue about how you have to behave in order to be successful inside of that culture. Every culture has its own unique way of doing things, and that is how you're going to learn, by just sitting back and paying attention, recognizing what's not said to everybody else in the room. But it's, by the way, loud and clear. The best way to do that is really just slow down. Don't be so nervous, again, as that new manager, and just kind of release the need to know anything, but to just go there with a blank slate and open mind. And I promise you, things will flow in, and your awareness of what's happening in your team and in the organization will increase. Number 2. That second step is to seek to understand. And I'm going to be honest, as a manager of people for over 25 years, I did a lot of seeking to understand. In the very beginning, as a new manager in different companies I worked at, and also just throughout my leadership and my management period, where I needed to make sure that people, that I understood where they were coming from, because I couldn't meet their needs. I couldn't be successful as a manager if I didn't lean in to really understand what their issue was. So, as I think about sitting around a table with people, maybe my own team, I might sit down with them to begin with and just say, like, what are the things that you envision in this role? What were maybe some of the gaps that happened in previous management or leadership that maybe you would hope to see me execute in this new role? And then I would do that as a team and let them kind of talk about it. I'd also talk about their dreams. What are the things you would love to happen in this new form team now, with me as a new leader of the team? What would you like to see happen? What are some of the goals and the dreams that you always wanted to see happen for the customers, for you, for the team, for the organization? And just kind of let it be an open discussion. I would also then follow up with my team individually, because maybe they're safer to speak just between me and them. And that way I can get a lot more out of it. Letting them know that I'm going to be an open book, that my door is going to be open so that they can come to me and talk to me about things that they, again, would like to see. Some hesitations they may have, some things that were gaps before, because the more that I know, the more effective I can be and the more effective my team can be. And then, of course, when you're at other broader meetings, go in. I would always go into different departments, especially the departments that touch my department in some way, to make sure that I already had a great connection, that I leaned in and asked them what they wanted, going in as a blank slate, not having an opinion on anything because I was too new in that role to really understand what I didn't understand, and they could help me be there. And so right up in the beginning, I set up these alliances between different people in different departments, and they knew I was a good listener as a result. That third step, if we think of seeking and that leaning in to understand, is to take time to take all of it, what you just took in, and decode. And decoding really means that we break down what it is that someone said to us, whether it's concerns or requests, and in this case, feedback or anything related to the things that they saw in previous managers or things that they would love to have inside the organization. And you just thank them for the feedback or thank them for all that input, and let them know you're going to take some time to really process what that is. You're going to break it down. You're going to do some research. You're going to check in with other departments departments. You're going to look at your previous records and things that were inside the other managers, maybe records. You're going to go deep to make sure that you understand what are my best next steps. Because what often happens is that we make knee-jerk reactions when we first come in because we want to appear to be strong. We want to appear to be the leader. But to be honest, more effective leadership requires that we slow down the pace, that we take it all in, that we dive deep into what we've heard, that we decipher and categorize all the things, and then we come up with the plan. But if we take the action too quickly, to be honest, they maybe not even respect us as much because we didn't take the time to really think through what it was they needed from us. As a brand new manager, it's not really about being there to impress people. It's about being there to form relationships and bonds with people that last a lot longer than that first day or that first week, right? So because of that, we want to make sure that we kind of go into it slowly. Don't think you have to control everything. Appear to be strong. Appear to be the one that's like, oh, I'm puffed up. Because to be honest, that's going to not sit nicely with the people that are already there, who've already put in the years, who already know what's going on, and you're going in there, again, as a blank slate. That's the most important. Now, I'm not going to go into the other two steps of the cycle of active listening, because I think in this moment, you're not going to be taking a lot of action outside of the decoding phase. But I would say there's one big thing that you want to do, which is like a bonus tip for you. But first, I want to make sure you see that little subscribe button, that subscribe thumbs up. Please do subscribe, because what I found out is that a lot of people who are in this channel are not actually subscribed. They're just stumbling upon my videos. And I want to make sure you're not missing all the series of how to be able to lead by example, being a better manager, particularly if you're a new manager in a new role or with a new team. Okay, so that bonus tip I want to give you, it is this: be vulnerable when you first start out. Don't, again, feel like you have to know it all. Make sure that you talk to the team and ask them what they want to know about you. They are so curious to know who you are. They want to know what it is that gets you excited, the things that kind of make you angry, the things that people should stay away from. They want to get on your side, because what happens in leadership is that those that look to us for guidance, even though we might feel like we're doing well with them or that we're being open and bringing them along and getting buy-in, there is a different power dynamic, isn't there? And so there's going to be that fear and that lack of safety no matter how much we try. And so they don't know what they can say to you. For that first many months, they're just getting to know you. So if you can break down some of those walls of kind of mistrust, of fear and anxiety as it relates to them getting a new manager, which happens in every single team with every team member, no matter how great you are, then you kind of loosen things up for them. Now they can slow down. Now they can breathe a little bit and really lean into their role and say, okay, what can I do with this new manager to make the team more successful? So if you sit around a team meeting and just say, like, what are the things you want to know? And ask it in that open group and have, some snacks and go on walks together, do things that continue to have them see you as human, as open, as a blank slate, ready to be filled with understanding of what they see, and then your willingness to do new things. But in the end, they aren't going to really feel comfortable if they don't know who you are. So share a little bit about your family, share a little bit about your background, share a little bit about your work experience and some of the things you loved and some of the things you didn't love. Share a little bit about what you think could be a great thing here, but just letting them know you don't even know what that is because you're too soon into all of it. You just need to be open and willing to be filled with that new understanding, to change. And they need to see that you're open. And they need to see that you're open to sharing a piece of you. I promise you, as this being a new manager, this is the way we want to do it. We want to make sure we follow those 3 steps and have that bonus of saying, I am going to be me. I'm going to open myself up. I'm going to share more of myself with you. And when you do that, you lead by example because you show them how to do the same with you, opening up to you. And you also become a better manager who then becomes more magnetic in the process. And who wants to leave a manager like that? Thank you for joining the Leadership with Heart podcast. I hope this has been super helpful. I'll see you next time.